Hello and a very warm welcome to Rajya Sabha television. I'm Athar Khan with Verdict 2012. First up, a look at the top stories of the day. Heavy polling in the first phase of Gujarat election. 68% of electorate in 87 constituencies exercise their franchise. Fate of former CM Keshubhai Patel. 11 ministers in the Congress and Congress leaders Arjun Modwadia and Shakti Singh Gohil sealed in EVMs. GPP President Keshubhai Patel runs foul of the EC, gets notice for going to polling station in Rajkot with a pilot car. The campaign for the second phase intensifies. Chief Minister Narendra Modi and Congress General Secretary Rahul Gandhi reach out to people. Over 68% of the electorate cast votes in the first phase of polling in Gujarat today. Polling was held in 87 out of the 192 seats. Today's polling will decide the fate of several top leaders from the main parties.
Gujarat went to polls on Thursday. Since morning, people lined up at polling booths to cast their vote. Many of them were first-time voters. The queues got longer as the day progressed. Women also took part in large numbers at many places. There was enthusiasm among the voters.
एक वोट बहुत खास होता है और हर उनको वोट डालना चाहिए जिनका 18 साल पूरा हो चुका है, क्योंकि एक वोट ये हमारा जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार है। इसके लिए वोट मतदान करना ही चाहिए।
बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है ये वोट जी।
और जो लोग वोट डालने नहीं आते उनसे क्या अपील करेंगे आप?
उससे जाइए, आप जाइए, अपना वोट डालिए, अपने मत जो है ना उसका हक अदा कीजिए।
The constituencies where polling started included 48 in 7 districts of Saurashtra, 35 seats in 7 districts of South Gujarat and 4 seats in Ahmedabad district. Over 10.81 million voters decided the fate of 846 candidates. The BJP fielded candidates in all the 87 seats while Congress had 84 candidates. The GPP fielded 83 candidates in this phase. There were 383 independent candidates. In all, there were 46 women candidates. The outcome of the first phase will have a bearing on the final tally. It is being seen as an acid test for Gujarat Parivartan Party President Keshubhai Patel and decide his political future. All eyes are on Saurashtra to see how the Keshubhai factor plays out in the region dominated by the Patel community. Out of the 87 assembly seats going to polls, 48 are in Saurashtra, the stronghold of the GPP. The result of the first phase will also be important for the BJP and the Congress, as the fate of many of their senior leaders will be decided by the electorate. 10 ministers of the present BJP government face the electorate in this phase. Among them are Finance Minister Vajubhai Wala, Law and Agriculture Minister Dilip Sanghani, Fishery Minister Purushottam Solanki and Forest Minister Mangubhai Patel. In the Congress camp, Gujarat Pradesh Congress Committee President Arjun Modwadia and Leader of Opposition in the Gujarat Assembly Shakti Singh Gohil have now their electoral fortunes logged in EVMs. There were reports from some polling booths in Viramgam constituency, Sanand and Surat of malfunctioning of EVMs. Many people also complained that their names were missing from the electoral rolls. But polling was by and large peaceful. The Election Commission had made robust security arrangements for free and fair polls. There was live web streaming of the polling process to monitor any malpractices. The second phase of polling is on 17 December. The counting of votes will be taken up on 20th December. Verdict for Himachal Pradesh, which went to polls last month, will be out that day. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The total percentage of poll which we have got till the last reports that came from the various districts, it has been 68%. If we compare the 2007 figures of the same 15 districts, there has been an increase in almost all the districts, rather all the districts, 15 districts have recorded much more than the polls that it recorded in the year 2007.
Let's cut across live now to our correspondent and my colleague Vishal Dahiya, who's in Ahmedabad, joins us live right now. Many thanks, Vishal, for joining us right now. The first phase of polling in Gujarat is over now. By and large, a peaceful day for voting. The Election Commission representative just said that over 68% polling happened today. What is the sense on the ground right now? Get us up to date with what's happening right now.
Well, Athar, first, and foremost, if at all, the second phase of polling sees almost around 65% or 66%. So then this is going to be the highest voter turnout ever in the history of Gujarat, because the highest voter turnout in Gujarat so far has been 64% twice, once in 1967 and again in 1995. So far, 64% has been the highest voter turnout twice in Gujarat. In last elections in 2007, overall voter turnout was around 60%. So comparatively, this is, a real victory for the Election Commission. They have managed to go ahead and ensure that the polling is free and fair, smooth, peaceful, and also people have responded to the Election Commission's call to go ahead and come out in large numbers and cast their votes. We were being told just a short while ago that there are still queues at some polling stations, at some polling booths, with 15 to 20 people still waiting to go ahead and cast their votes. So obviously there is going to be a revision of this particular figure in a few hours from now, and it's a highly likelihood that this could go further upwards by at least a percentage point or so. This clearly indicates that the people of Gujarat had come out heavily to go ahead and elect their new government. We will have to wait and watch as to what kind of response this will be in the second phase of polling before we come to a conclusion whether it is a highest voter turnout. But going by the kind of numbers, figures in this particular phase, everybody is hopeful out here that the second phase of polling will also see a large number of people coming out and casting their votes. Interestingly, the Saurashtra region has also seen a very high voter turnout in certain regions. In Saurashtra region, the average voter turnout during last elections was somewhere around 55 to 57%. But this time around, we are being told, although the breakup is yet to come, but we are being told by that the voter turnout in certain areas of Saurashtra region is as high as 65%. Now, that is something which is obviously going to force the political analysts to go ahead and redo their calculations, because this is going to translate into whether it is going to translate into some positive results for Keshubhai Patel, or will it be Narendra Modi's and a smile on Narendra Modi's face, or will the Congress be smiling away, standing right there in the corner? That remains to be seen. But before that, obviously the second phase of polling still remains for 95 seats.
Right. Many thanks, Vishal. But stay with us. Stick with us. We'll come back to you in just a bit. R.K. Mishra, senior journalist, is also joining us from Ahmedabad. Let's ask his views on the voting day today. Polling happened today, Mr. Mishra. Welcome to the show, first of all. The first phase has been completed, more or less. The most important, as some analysts would say, Saurashtra went to polls today. That is a very important and key area for all the parties there, of course. Also will decide whether or not the GPP and the Keshubhai factor will come into play. Your first reactions on voting day ending, and by and large the Election Commission says it was peaceful. There were no incidents of violence across the state. So democracy at work, Mr. Mishra.
The major factor which emerges from this is that the high percentage of polling in Saurashtra and the issues at the backdrop show that there has been an element of emotion in the polling. Saurashtra, very few people know, has a habit wherein between 1 and 3 in the afternoon, everything stops. It's siesta time, all shops close down, all pawn shops close down, all labor on construction site goes to sleep. The region comes to almost like a standstill. If you notice this time, even in this period, there was no let-up in polling. Obviously, there is some element of emotion which seems to have gone into polling in this region this time.
Right.
Look at it in the backdrop of the fact that there is no wave, there is no other issue. There could be only two things. One, that anti-incumbency has worked. Number two, that people anticipating a turnout from Keshubhai followers or those sympathetic to him came out in large numbers and voted.
Right,
Both
Mr. Mishra.
cases lead you to the simple fact that there are other issues at work than just plain simple.
Right, Mr. Mishra. I'll ask you to stay with us. We'll come back to you in just a bit. Of course, Mr. Mishra is saying that there's huge voter turnout in Gujarat. Of course, our correspondent Vishal also mentioning that it could perhaps be, if the second phase voting matches the first one, could be the highest turnout ever in the state of Gujarat. We'll of course have to wait and see after the second phase is over, when it's being counted, whether or not this particular time will come up as the highest voter turnout in the state of Gujarat. I'll ask both of you to stay with us while we move on. Top leaders from several parties cast their vote in the first phase of polling today. They included Gujarat Parivartan Party President Keshubai Patel, Gujarat Congress President Arjun Modwadia, Congress leader Ahmed Patel, and several ministers in the Narendra Modi government.
Shortly after the polling process began in Gujarat, leaders of various parties turned up at the polling booths to exercise their franchise. Gujarat Parivartan Party President Keshubai Patel cast his vote in Rajkot. Emerging from the booth, Keshubai said people wanted change in the state.
बीजेपी की हमें क्या चिंता, हमें तो हमारी चिंता है, हम बहुमत लेंगे। आप किन मुद्दों पर गुजरात में किन मुद्दों पर आपको लगता है कि परिवर्तन आना चाहिए? वो 50 बार मैंने बताया।
State Congress President Arjun Modwadia, who is contesting the polls, was in Porbandar to cast his vote. He expressed the hope that the Congress will return to power in the state.
गुजरात प्रजा विकास दर्शन 2012 का मुद्दा जिस तरीके से पॉपुलर हुआ है जनता में, उससे लगता है कि इस दफा क्लीन स्वीप कांग्रेस की हो।
Senior Congress leader Ahmed Patel cast his vote in Bharuch. He said people were fed up with the BJP rule.
मुझे इससे लग रहा है कि लोग थाम के बैठे हैं, डिसीजन करके बैठे हैं, निर्णय करके बैठे हैं कि अब की बार यहाँ पे भाजपा की जो सरकार है उनको पराजित करना है, उसको शिकस्त देना है।
State BJP chief RC Faldu reached a polling booth in Jamnagar to cast his vote. He expressed confidence that the BJP would again get majority in the 192-member assembly.
हमने सभी गुजरातियों को साथ लेकर के गुजरात का विकास किया है, सभी क्षेत्रों और सभी वर्गों का विकास किया है। ये विकास की सकारात्मक राजनीति और सद्भावना का माहौल की वजह से आज गुजरात चारों ओर से प्रशंसनीय हुआ है। इस पोलिंग में भारतीय जनता पार्टी संपूर्ण बहुमत लेकर के विजय प्राप्त करके आएंगी।
In Navsari, BJP MP C.R. Patil, State Finance Minister Vajubhai Wala, BJP spokesperson Vijay Rupani and several state ministers cast their vote. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Election Commission has slapped a notice on former Chief Minister and Gujarat Parivartan Party GPP President Keshubai Patel for violating Election Code of Conduct. The notice has been served on Keshubai Patel for going to cast his vote in Rajkot with a pilot car. The GPP president arrived in Rajkot by a helicopter from Visakhapatnam and went straight off to a polling booth in Saraswati Shishu Mandir to cast his vote. The EC took serious note that he had taken along a pilot car with him. Using a pilot car to reach polling booths is against the EC's model poll code. After casting his vote, Keshubai said Gujarat is experiencing winds of change and the GPP would form the government. More on this, we still have Vishal Dahiya with us. Vishal, the EC taking serious note of the fact that Keshubai Patel went to a polling booth with a pilot car. Of course, that is something he wouldn't have liked, but the EC is still working strong, going strong even as the voting day comes to an end. So again, the EC is not taking anyone serious, not treating anyone with kid gloves there.
Well, yes, as far as EC's action is concerned, it's pretty much very well placed, because as far as the moral code of conduct, no candidate can go and cast his vote, or rather can be accompanied by a pilot vehicle. So obviously that is something is a case wherein Election Commission is going by the book. But then if you look at Keshubai Patel's position, GPP's position, the stronghold of GPP, the stronghold of Keshubai Patel went to the polls today. There's been a high voter turnout in Saurashtra region, as I was saying earlier, comparatively, in comparison to last year's 55 to 57% in certain regions of Saurashtra. This time around, we're being told it's somewhere around 64-65% in those regions. So obviously, Keshubai Patel has a reason to go ahead and cheer, but then we will wait and watch as to what exactly comes out on 20th, because this can go either way. Let's not forget 2007 when Keshubai Patel was not happy with Narendra Modi, and he did not campaign for his party. He did not cast his vote even, but then BJP had almost a sweep in Saurashtra, got a very significant number of seats in that particular belt. This time around, obviously, the situation is really different. GPP is a party which has been floated by Keshubhai Patel. He has been addressing rallies. He's been campaigning extensively against Narendra Modi. So the entire scenario is different, and we'll have to wait and watch as to what exactly the higher vote turnout mean. Is it going to be, sort of GPP's victory out there in those areas, or will Narendra Modi smile again after around 2 p.m. on 20th, or will Congress be able to go ahead and ensure to get a little more foothold in those areas, given the fact that Keshubhai Patel is a former BJP leader. He is ultimately a BJP rebel who's gone ahead and formed a new party before the elections.
Right, Vishal, right you are. We'll have to wait and watch till the 20th when counting of votes takes place. Many thanks, Vishal Daya, for joining us on the program. We'll take a small break right now. We'll come back with lots more on Verdict 2012. Welcome back to Verdict 2012. Now, Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi addressed several rallies at places which go to polls in the second phase on the 17th of December. He described the BJP's rule in the state as its golden period and said developmental projects will get a boost if he is re-elected.
Narendra Modi has intensified campaigning for the second phase of polling in Gujarat. Among several places, the Chief Minister was in Saldipur in Patan district to address an election meeting. He claimed the people are favourably disposed to the BJP dispensation.
Gujarat ma ભાજપનું મોજું નહીં, ભાજપની આંધી ચાલી રહી છે, આંધી. અને આ ભાજપની આંધીમાં कांग्रेस पार्टी जड़ मूर्ति उखड़ी जवानी है भाई, जड़ मूर्ति.
Modi targeted the Congress and said the opposition is trying to derail the process of development in the state. But he admitted that several regions in Gujarat needed a dose of development to catch up with the rest of the state.
તમારી તકલીફો પણ મને ખબર હોય, તમારી મુસીબતોથી મને વાકેફ હોઉં, અને તમારા એક એક પ્રશ્નોને જાણતા હોવાના કારણે તમારા પ્રશ્નોનું નિરાકરણ કરવાનો મને રસ્તો પણ બરાબર સૂજી આવે.
Modi said during Congress rule, the state was lagging far behind, but it took massive strides in the last 10 years that he has been in power. At a rally in Kheda on Wednesday, Modi got cricketer Irfan Pathan to share the dice with him. Interestingly, the BJP has not given a ticket to any single candidate from the minority community. Irfan didn't speak but waved to the crowd which gathered to see him. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And still with us is R.K. Mishra, senior journalist from Gujarat. Mr. Mishra, Mr. Modi, the Chief Minister Narendra Modi intensifying his campaign for the second phase, of course, which goes to polls on the 17th of December. He's not letting up in his campaigning either. In fact, he convinced Irfan Pathan to come and campaign for him. Where do you see that masterstroke coming from? And do you think the second phase of polling will be as the voters will turn out in high numbers like the one today?
Well, this is more of a tactical move. You see, he has not given tickets to Muslims. He has been playing on development, but he takes a step backwards when he talks in terms of Ahmed Mia Patel, and then comes back again to bring Irfan into his campaign to show that Irfan, incidentally, was also present last September during his Sadbhavna thing. Now, this also shows a slight element of nervousness in the sense that you're not getting on to issues and you're jumping from one issue to another, hoping that a combination of development and some such issues shall work to get you the desired result.
Right.
Today, if you look at it, yesterday, actually, Sir Creek an issue was raised, which is not relevant at this point of time. Honestly, it was created. It's trying to create an issue.
Right. Many thanks, Mr. Mishra. We'll come back to you if we can. Moving on right now, with the first phase polling over in Gujarat, focus has now shifted to the 95 constituencies that go to the polls in the second phase on the 17th of December, I beg your pardon. Leaders of major political parties have intensified their campaign. Congress General Secretary Rahul Gandhi addressed 3 rallies today. He said a regime change is needed in the state for the benefit of the poor.
Rahul Gandhi received a rousing welcome as he reached Banaskantha during his hurricane tour of the state for election campaign. Similar scenes were witnessed in Sabarkantha and Dahod, where Rahul addressed public rallies ahead of the December 17 second phase polling in Gujarat. Narendra Modi government was the target as Rahul addressed the gathering. He said while the centre worked for the Aam Aadmi, the Gujarat government overlooked the common good.
आपके इतिहास को दबाया जा रहा है। यहां आपकी आवाज नहीं सुनी जा रही। बड़े भाषण चल रहे हैं, मगर आम गुजराती की आवाज को कुचला जा रहा है। आप खड़े हो जाइए, सुनाइए अपनी आवाज।
Days after Union Minister Manish Tiwari charged Modi government with helping chronic capitalists, Rahul made a similar charge. He said the state government is working in the interest of the businessmen and industrialists. He mocked at Modi's claims of development.
यहां सिर्फ एक व्यक्ति के सपने चल रहे हैं। आपके जो सपने हैं, उनके बारे में कोई नहीं पूछता। 2-3 उद्योगपति हैं, उनके सपने हैं, और एक व्यक्ति है। और जो आपकी शक्ति है, किसान, मजदूर, आदिवासी, युवा, आपकी आवाज कोई नहीं उठा रहा है।
Attacking the BJP, Rahul widened the ambit of his criticism. He accused the party of blocking legislations in parliament that could improve the lot of the common man. The Congress leader urged the people to effect a regime change in Gujarat. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Election Commission's initiative on increasing voter awareness seems to have paid dividends, and it was evident during the first phase of polling in Gujarat in 87 constituencies today. People carried out the campaign to get maximum participation, enthusing both the elderly and the young.
These are scenes from a village in Vasavdar constituency in Junagadh. Residents of Kalsari village tried everything to enlist maximum participation of voters. A group of villagers hit the streets with drums and danced, urging voters to come out and vote. These people went around in bullock carts, horseback and tractors, urging every citizen to vote.
कालसारी गांव के खेडूत परिवार में जो भी कोई साधन है, जैसा कि बैलगाड़ी, मोटरसाइकिलों, ट्रैक्टरों और घोड़े, और सभी जो खेडूतों पास है वो साथ लेकर गांव में ऐसा कुछ रैली निकाले कि जो उसके प्रभाव से सारा गांव मतदान 100% करे.
In Rajkot, a large number of women were seen lining up at the polling booths. A local beauty parlour ran a campaign on voter awareness in the city. A lot of enthusiasm was seen among young girls casting vote for the first time.
This is the first time I've voted for my state, or rather I would say like it's my fundamental duty and fundamental right that I've acclaimed today. And it feels great to vote because I feel I have done something to the development.
The Election Commission had made some 100-year-old voters its brand ambassadors to increase awareness. The initiative seems to have paid off. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's all we have on Verdict 2012 tonight. News and updates continue on RSTV.